Hello. Okay. So the question says, what are some experiences you have either personally lived with or witnessed in schools and teachers that may contribute to either instrumental or integrated motivation? Instrumental motivation would be like, what's the primary concern for linguistic growth? I've also seen when I was a student and it was time for me to learn a language, I really wanted to study French. But my parents told me that studying Spanish would actually be better for me, especially if I planned on getting a job in the Rio Grande Valley, because I would have to learn Spanish in order to communicate with other people. And I think they're right. So that could be one instrumental. Someone's primary motivation could be trying to get a new job, they're moving to a new city, they're moving to a new country, but there's also integrated that says willingness to promote acquisition of language two through social interaction. Let's say somebody moves to a new city where that language, the new language is being spoken, and you're taking classes and you're wanting to speak that language because you got a job. You may not have an integrated motivation to learn it because if you don't have ties to the culture, ties to the people. I actually wanted to study Chinese this semester because kind of hoping it would help me with my job. But at the same time, I was kind of nervous because I was like, well, I don't really know Spanish completely the way that I should. But at the same time, I still wanted to learn Chinese to help me with my students. But I don't really know anyone socially or out there that also know Chinese. And so I think it also depends on why we're learning a specific language and what our motivations are, because I think that will either reinforce, especially when it becomes hard, reinforce, okay, I need this, or it will, yeah, I don't really need this, so I'm not going to keep working this hard, I'm not going to keep studying. And I think that that can remain to the language learning remaining. So the second part says, was the motivation reinforced, remained unchanged, or shift in the motivation? I think that if either motivations of the instruments or the integrated changes, then the motivations can either be reinforced as this is getting hard, but I have this main reason, this main goal of why I want to learn this language, and I also know people, so I'm going to do this. But it could also remain unchanged in the sense that, oh, I may need this for this job, but let's say it's temporary and it's not a long term thing, or I'm only going to be in this country for 2 months. Someone may say, I don't really need to learn this language. There could also be a shift in motivation because let's say you're thinking you're only going to be in a country for 2 months. So you're thinking, oh, I don't really need to get to know people. I don't really get to know the language. But then that changes. That could shift the motivation to being higher.